Sometimes we can't deny that breakups hurt, but maturity is needed to get over it. It requires maturity not to feel envy when your ex-partner moves on. Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande were a compelling couple during their dating time, and it was speculated that they could make it to altar. But tables have turned. Ariana is happy with someone else, and her ex-partner Pete Davidson is okay with that and happy for her. Did you know how close Ariana Grande was to marrying Pete Davidson? How were Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande's relationship back when they were together? What was Pete Davidson's response to Ariana Grande's engagement to Dalton Gomez, and what has it revealed? Subscribe to our channel and keep watching this video until the end to find out more. Ariana Grande was on the edge of marrying Pete Davidson. Ariana Grande's engagement comes 2 years after she split from Pete Davidson. He had no issues with her moving on. She indeed sang about it in Thank You, Coming. So did Pete, 27, feel bitter and heartbroken after Ariana, 27, revealed that she and Dalton Gomez were engaged after a year of dating. Actually, no. The Saturday Night Live comedian, who's been open about his brief 2018 engagement with the singer, wishes her the best. A source on the edge of Pete tells Hollywood Life he's really happy for her. From what he can tell, Dalton treats Ariana with total respect and like she deserves to be treated. The insider tells Hollywood Life Pete and Ariana's relationship went from dating to interacting to choppy within 5 months in 2018. Since then, he's made peace with the failed relationship. He's happy for the time they spent together, but also knows they've both moved on. He's glad she's happy and congratulates her on the subsequent chapter. Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande back when they were together. A second source tells Hollywood Life Pete knows that they had a tremendous moment together, one crammed with so much love, but that moment has passed. So rather than holding on to resentment, he decided to abandon. Pete knows that he are going to connect it to Ariana ever. The second insider tells Hollywood Life, but he's happy to ascertain that she's in a position to maneuver over, indeed and authentically, much like he has. He's genuinely happy for her and only wishes her the simplest. Ariana revealed she and Dalton, at 25, were engaged during December 20th on Instagram posts. Even she marked the gallery, including a couple of shots of her massive ring. The engagement comes about 9 months after fans first noticed a mystery man within the background of a number of her Instagram stories. Shortly after, she confirmed that she and Dalton were all an item by featuring him in the video for Stuck With You, her COVID-inspired collaboration with Justin Bieber. Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson held hands as they left their shared $16 million Chelsea apartment. Less than every week before Ariana announcement, Pete Davidson poked fun at his 2018 engagement while interacting with fans outside 30 Rockefeller Plaza in New York City. Before shooting an episode of Saturday Night Live, Pete met a couple of SNL fans who said her name was Ariana too. "Oh well, hello, let's marry," he joked before walking down. While some other online critics intercepted this remark as shade, a source on the brink of Pete told Hollywood Life that there was never any harm meant towards Ariana whatsoever. Thank you, next. Here's Pete Davidson's response to Ariana Grande's engagement to Dalton Gomez. In an Instagram post on Sunday, December 20th, Grande announced that she's engaged to land agent Dalton Gomez after a year of dating in January. The two started dating before supporting their relationship in May 2020 in Grande's Stuck With You music video with Justin Bieber. The tape saw Grande and Gomez slowly dancing. In her Instagram post on Sunday, Grande posted a photo of her ring, which featured a round-shaped diamond and a pearl reclaimed from a tie pin owned by her late grandfather, Frank Grande. Ever and again she captioned the post. Pete Davidson has moved on from Ariana Grande after they ended their engagement in 2018. But sources reveal how he truly feels about her secret marriage with Dalton Gomez and if he plans to form a public gesture. Pete Davidson was formally engaged to Ariana Grande in 2018, but she eventually walked down the aisle with luxury land agent Dalton Gomez somewhat over the weekend of May 15th. Anyhow, Pete has moved on from Ariana, but he without a shadow of a doubt wants her to be happy, and he assumes she must be if she's now married. A source on the brink of Saturday Night Live star tells Hollywood Life after a rep confirmed the marriage news with us on May 17th. But will Pete put out a public statement in light of this enormous development in Ariana's life, since she was formerly a massive part of the comic's life as well? Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande dated between May and October 2018 and were engaged in maturing their short-lived love. They were pictured then at the 2018 MTV Music Video Awards. He doesn't desire its place to form a public gesture about, but also assumes he is going to be asked about it down the road, but the very fact remains, our insider reveals who added he's happy that she's happy and he wishes her the simplest because he doesn't have any ill will towards her and he wouldn't expect her to possess any for him. If and when the shoe is on a special foot and he gets married down the road, it's all good. Pete struck up love with Bridgerton star Phoebe Dynevor in 2021, but the connection remains too new to have sparked any engagement rumors. Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande were also known for their iconic outfits as a couple. Pete's seen then rocking a Balenciaga t-shirt while Ariana wears her iconic thigh-high boots. Mega. Also subscribe to the channel and comment done to get a free shout out. Other sources reiterate that our first say Pete is the opposite of heartbroken over Ariana's surprise marriage. Of course Pete's happy for Ariana and needs her the simplest. Another source who's on the brink of the King of Staten Island star tells Hollywood Life, as long as it's nearly been 3 years since Pete and Ariana broke up, our alternate insider adds, a lot of your time has passed since then and they were together. They've both dated people since then and they've gone their separate ways. After his breakup with Ariana and before Phoebe came on, Pete dated many stars, Kate Beckinsale, Margaret Qualley, and Kaya Gerber. He knows Ariana always wanted to be wedded ever since she wore a wedding dress during an occasion for iCarly times ago. So it had been sure to happen finally, and he's just glad she found someone who makes her happy. Our second insider adds, Pete once genuinely wished Ariana the best during a segment on SNL that aired after their split, and he still stands by that statement. When he said he wishes her the simplest, he really meant it. A third source who's on the point of Pete also tells Hollywood Life, Pete had an excellent time when he was together with her, but he fully accepted that it wasn't meant to last forever, and he's cool therefore, that they had a flash in time, and now they both moved on, and he's genuinely happy she found love. Pete Davidson has found love too, as we mentioned earlier, he's happy in his own life too. Our third source adds things are still on with Phoebe, they're doing the long distance thing and Pete seems to be super into her. He's not one to kiss and tell an excessive amount, but it's obvious he's very much into her. Phoebe lives within the UK, but Peter was spotted in England in March and again in April on the ultimate trip. They were photographed together for the first time. While Ariana is now happily married to Dalton, her love for Pete will probably never be forgotten. It had been a whirlwind love, and they began dating within the summer of 2018, after splitting from their separate spouses, the late Matt Miller and Casey David. Pete didn't hesitate to propose in June of that summer. Still, after Matt tragically gave up the ghost in September 2018, they cancelled their engagement the following month. I just about knew it had been around over also. Pete would later continue to speak on Sharmalang Thagad while discussing the rapper's death in an interview in February 2020. He added, that was really horrible, and that I can't imagine what that shit is like. And I do know that she really loved that shit out of him, and she or he wasn't putting on a show or anything. That was fucked up. Prayers to his family and every one of his friends. Check out our playlist of the top celebrity drama and gossip to see more videos like this. Now we'd like to understand what you think. Do you think Pete Davidson is really okay with Ariana Grande moving on? Allow us to know within the comments below. And until next time.